All right, but hello. Damn, I'm using my customer service voice. But this is episode 2 of Let's Talk. In this episode, we're going to talk more about colonization. We're going to start off with a little bit of history. For example, Mexican history of colonization. So before I even get started, let's talk about this cigar. I'm just kidding. I don't know shit about cigars. But oh yeah.
Oh, let me see the torch.
Oh. Here you go. All right. So I'm gonna start off with what we got when a certain Spanish guy landed.
Wait.
Oh,
what's the discussion? What's the question?
yeah, we're gonna talk. No, we're not talking about questions yet.
Oh shit! Not yet.
I'm gonna get my little story of
My fault.
colonization
My
in
fault.
Mexico, and then you can do yours in America. We'll compare and contrast. All right, so I'm gonna start out with Hernan Cortés. Back in 1519, he landed in Mexico. When he landed on the Gulf Coast, and he marched straight towards what they call Tenochtitlan, which is the capital of the Aztec Empire. He relied on an enslaved Mayan interpreter and some local allies around the Aztec Empire to kind of go against and conquer them.
Wait, you said an enslaved Mayan interpreter?
Yeah.
Damn.
And like basically the soldiers were other locals, tribes around who were getting tired of the Aztecs. And so, after marching towards there and like finding them, the fight took about 4 years. Tenochtitlan, right, the capital of the Aztec Empire, fell. And in 1521, it was rebuilt as current day Mexico City. Right now, a lot of people, it's a long ass story, but a lot of people still debate on whether or not what Hernan did was actually from his like fighting efforts, because there's also disease that ran rampant. And some people would say, oh, they fought, but the only reason they won is because disease kind of killed them first. So that's still up for debate. So that ended in 1521. In 1535, give it 15 years later, give or take, the Viceroyalty of New Spain was established. Okay, so that was the start of the casta system that we talked about before, right? There's the Peninsulares, which were Spanish-born in Spain. Criollo. Oh my God.
Creole? Y'all have Creole people?
Nah, not Creole. It's criollos. Criollos. Probably. So they're born in America, but their parents are both still Spanish from Spain, right? Or from Spanish descent, right? Mestizo, which is the one you know.
Is you?
Which is me. Indigenous with Spanish. There's the Mulatos, which was Spanish and African. Then there's the Indios, which are just the natives. And then Negros, which were enslaved people or free people from African descent. So that was the start of the caste system, 1535. 15 years after Tenochtitlan fell.
Oh, wait, never mind. My bad.
No, you're good. So, a couple of years later, let's say 40 years, there's this guy, you might know him, that he told me about his efforts before I even knew about him, Gaspar Yanga. He was a slave that escaped sugar plantation and built a maroon community near Veracruz. You mentioned
What's
to
his
me,
name?
but Gaspar Yanga. That was in 1570, about 40 years later.
The black dude?
Yeah. He was enslaved in a sugar plantation, and he fled and built his own area. So for about 30 years, they were kind of like on their own doing stuff. But eventually about after those 30 years, the Spanish attacked the Yanga colony. That's what it was called. That was at 1609. And the thing is, this battle lasted for about 9 years, or what we would call a war. It lasted for about 9 years, but they were able to defend themselves long enough to make a deal with the Spanish government, because what the Spanish government was worried about was that in the North, right, slavery was running rampant in America. They didn't want slaves to just like escape and then get to this colony. They didn't want that to happen, right? So
What?
Yanga ended up defending themselves enough to basically like the Spanish government backed off. But part of the deal was we can't accept anybody new. Like who's ever here is here. He was one of the first free black towns in the Americas. And later on, still to this day, he's considered as el primer libertador de las Americas.
Dang! Really? Really?
So that was in 1618.
So Mexico was not the first. Was Mexico the first Spanish colonies in the Americas?
Yeah, I think so.
Real?
Oh no, because if we include South America,
yeah,
there's
Americas,
a bunch there that goes way back in 14 something.
Really?
Yeah. I didn't go through any of that because I don't know anything about Peru, Argentina. Yeah. I don't know. No. Wow. I try to focus on Mexico, but
so in North America, yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Cause actually, I was gonna get to that. My point, the first colony in present day United States was a Spanish colony. It was a colony in 1554. No, not that was the second colony. The first colony was actually a French colony, but the second colony was a Spanish colony, and it's still down there.
Yeah, no, I mean it's where present day Mexico City is, and
no. One in the United States.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, this is different. They came up here, St. Augustine.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
It's down in Florida.
All right, but yeah. So that happened. I skipped kind of most of the 1600s or stuff there, but not enough to be relevant for now.
Yeah.
So in 1712, about 100 years after all this happens, the Tletral Maya revolt happened in Cancún, Chiapas. That was when a young Maya woman, this is just interesting, it was when a young Maya woman, her name is Maria de la Candelaria, reported a sighting of the Virgin Mary. So I don't know, and I only bring this to be relevant because it's going to be relevant a little bit later. But she claimed to, like, I've talked to the Virgin Mary and she said, yo, build the church here. Okay? Due to that, like 32 towns ended up revolting and renouncing the Catholic Church.
Really?
And they called themselves the Soldiers of the Virgins. Right? So that revolt, like, I can go into it like crazy, but basically that revolt was having real weight in each town. Like people were dying and stuff like that. People were really rebelling.
How do I mute this? Can you mute it?
Yeah, there's a button.
The button? Press the button?
There's a button on the bottom. All right, cool. All right, yeah. So that rebellion was like nuts. Like, it was enough for the Spanish government to like get in, and unfortunately, what they ended up doing is the Spanish government just completely obliterated these towns, specifically Cancún, Chiapas. They just straight murdered them.
Really?
Like it was.
How many people did they estimate?
I have no idea. But like it was. Basically, it was described as just like
the genocide type.
Yeah, everybody? Maybe. But yeah, they just went and straight obliterated the city. And
Spanish, right?
No. The Soldiers of the Virgins is what they call themselves. So yeah, they straight obliterated them in 1712. And so a lot more stuff happened in the 1700s. I don't think it was that relevant right now. But about 100 years later, again, and this is probably the most important, like something I knew from the beginning, and now it's like kind of relevant to modern day, was in 1810. That's when the fight for independence from Spain begins. Now, keep in mind, back in what was it? 1535 up until 1810, the casta system was a big thing. So that's what, like 300 years?
Yeah.
Roughly. And in 1810, the people now in modern day Mexico were fed up with Spain. Father Miguel Hidalgo rang the church bell and he called for an uprising to end the 300 years of Spanish rule. He calls for a redistribution of land and racial equality. Thousands of indigenous people and mestizos joined under the banner of the Virgin of Guadalupe. Now, there's a story which I'm going to briefly mention where it's like, we have a story in the Catholic Church where I forgot his name, but a native ended up seeing the Virgin Mary and he ends up building the church there. Now, that church is still in Mexico City. And in 1810, they kind of backed up, like, again, when he did it, the bishop there believed her. But now, like, when this girl did it, the bishop there didn't believe her. But now in 1810, like, basically their figurehead was the Virgin of Guadalupe to be independent from Spain. Unfortunately, a year after he did this proclamation, which we call grito, he was captured and executed. Oh, she died on me.
There you go.
So Miguel Hidalgo, yeah, so he gets killed. But the movement doesn't stop there. Oh, there you go. Ah. So that fight lasted about 10 years. Where like tons of people like for 300 years there's so much mixing between races and things like that now they decided that they're their own independent thing away from Spain. And in 1821, independence is finally achieved with the Treaty of Cordoba, which made Mexico an independent constitutional monarchy under Agustín de Iturbide. And that treaty also officially on paper ended the casta system. Wow. A couple years later, President Vicente Guerrero in 1829 abolished slavery. And something that I thought was interesting was that he was a man of mixed African and indigenous heritage. So he was a muyeto?
Mulatto?
Yeah. Muyato, there you go. And he was president
of
Mexico. Yes.
What's his name?
His name is Vicente Guerrero.
Oh, that's crazy.
And so I was like, 20 years about after that, 1846 through 1848, we
when
had
was that again? My bad.
That was in 1829.
Yo.
I think 15 years later, that's when America abolished slavery.
First Mexican black president. Was that the first Mexican black president?
I'm assuming.
Yeah.
It has to be. Like, it only took 8 years.
1829.
Yeah.
Yo, that's cool, man.
Then in 1846, we had the Mexican-American War, which is what, like, Mexico and America kind of is like the most familiar, right? That's when America ended up having the Treaty of Guadalupe Hidalgo with Mexico, which by its terms ceded around 55% of Mexico's territory, which includes California, Nevada, Utah, New Mexico, Arizona, Colorado, and Texas.
So that's how
America got it, the Mexican-American War. How did it start? I don't know.
But I heard something about it. The president at the time, I should know this stuff. You damn studied the fucking internet. Nah.
This is a super brief overview. Like, we can go into every single one of these events to say why it happened, but I was like, yeah, there's just so much information.
This is a good Mexican American history one. Let's keep it there.
Yeah, and so the thing about that treaty, it was supposed to protect properties of Mexicans already living in those conquered territories, but after like time goes on, like a lot of them just lost their property. So the Mexicans that were originally there, yeah, Yeah, they were
Man,
supposed to be protected under like now U.S. rule, but
did they stay or did they
nah,
leave?
I'm assuming most of them stayed.
That's
But they
funny.
lost their property.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
so
I'm
it
sure they
like
found
after
other ways.
time,
Oh, they could have. What was it? What year was that?
huh?
What year was that?
That was in
1846.
1848 is when
48.
the war ended.
Hmm.
Yeah, and that's when the U.S. won over all that land.
Yeah. Wow. Okay.
Um, Eventually, well, when was that? All right, 50 years later, 50 or 60 years later, Mexico was beefing with itself. I think every country has a good civil war. Um,
Oh.
so this is 1910. The Mexican Revolution started with Emiliano Zapata, who led basically the peasant struggle of the South under the cry "Tierra y Libertad," which is fighting for land reform and return of communal lands, or in Spanish we say ejidos,
Yeah.
that have been seized by large hacienda. So a bunch of rich people basically were just owning everything. And that's why the Mexican Revolution kind of started. That was his basis behind it. It's like we have to redistribute the land and give it back to the
To
people.
the people. Okay.
Um, the thing is, the Mexican Revolution is weird. It's weird because there, the ending of it still depends on who you ask of when it happened. So some say it was when Emiliano Zapata was assassinated in 1919. That's 9 years after it started. Um, some people say it was the year afterwards when the new president after Zapata. So, like, when the U.S. president dies, we have the vice president, but it's still the same administration.
Yeah.
Some people say it was like after that administration was done, which was in 1920. So it's weird. But basically, what the revolution produced was a 1917 constitution in Mexico, which gave the government the right to confiscate,
Confiscate.
confiscate, thank you, land from the wealthy. It guaranteed workers' rights and it limited the power of the Roman Catholic Church. Unfortunately, though, those promises came really slowly and didn't necessarily completely do what it was supposed to do.
Yeah.
So that was in 1920. Now we're going to fast forward 70 years in 1994. This group of people I never heard of. In 1994, the Zapatista uprising. So
What does
when the
Zapatista mean?
Zapatista, I'll explain it in 2 seconds. So
Okay.
on the day the North American Free Trade Agreement, NAFTA, took effect, right? The Zapatista Army of the National Liberation coordinated a 12-day uprising in Chiapas, right? Occupying towns, destroying land records. And what they wanted was they wanted work, land, housing, food, health, education, independence, liberty, democracy, justice, and peace. They wanted a lot of shit. Basically, what I'm assuming, because right, that Emiliano Zapata was the one who started the Mexican Revolution, they call him the Zapatista, and they're fighting for the same thing. The thing is, like, they weren't like a political party or anything. They were also like a weird thing that I've never heard of before. They were probably one of the most influential political forces in modern Mexico in terms of discourse, forcing recognition, and inspiring people, but one of the least successful at converting that into concrete implemented policy. So they had a lot of clout and they were able to, like, get people fired up to do stuff. But what they actually completed themselves wasn't really much. They were more of a movement than anything. But
how can you call it a movement when you have no motion?
Actually disbanded. So 3 years ago. And so there's a part where I
Yeah.
was telling you, like, I could have gone through, like, the different administrations that Mexico had, but at that point it's like,
Yeah. Yeah.
it depends on who you ask.
That's crazy.
Right? Because, like,
Yeah.
there's some things that are true, some things that are still for speculation and things like that.
Yeah.
But, like, to think that, Hernan Cortés started with fighting the Aztecs, right? And then the people around them helped them. They won. But then the Spanish was like, where's to the indigenous people there? Like, and then getting up to this point where it's like Mexico's had this pattern of fighting for change, winning, trying to implement it, but it just never is implemented well.
Man.
And, like, it leads to, like, and now when we could talk about the cartels on top of this, top of that, and all this other stuff. But it's like that was a very broad overview.
Yeah.
Of what I found interesting throughout the history.
Yeah.
So after hearing all of that like overview of history and shit like that, I had a couple questions. See if we can, from what you heard, if you've heard any like similarities. Damn, it's not
Yeah,
even coming out.
yeah, that was cool.
Right. So like when it comes to the colonization in Mexico and then America, I think one common question is like, what kind of land or labor did the colonizers want? So in my case, what I read briefly was initially the Spanish weren't looking for land. They were looking for resources, things like gold and stuff like that when they first went to Mexico.
Were they looking for slaves?
I mean, they needed some to mine the stuff. Like they're looking for the gold and then people to dig
so
it
they
up.
did enslave the natives.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was the thing. But I think it was based off of like the casta system because it's like, yeah, so it'd be the what did I call them? I'm gonna use their terminology. Oh, negros y indios.
Mm-hmm. They were the slave, both of them.
Yeah. And then like the mulatos and los mestizos, like.
So there was a lot of mulattoes that came from the slavery system. Then, if those two were enslaved.
Yeah, I would assume so.
Whoa.
Because I think like the thing is like when they got there, I would assume like, you know, they after Hernan Cortés, kind of overthrew the Aztec Empire, right? Like okay, who's next to rule?
Yeah.
Well, probably Hernan Cortés because he's the one who like pushed the like the Aztecs out the way. Like, you know, like the smaller tribes are like, oh, like this guy is great. Yeah, of course he's gonna lead. Right? I mean, you would want someone to lead after they've done a whole movement that helped you out in your favor.
Yeah.
But like, you know, you just kind of, I think they just kind of let a lot of stuff slide, and next thing you know, like they're just as bad as like the Aztecs.
Yeah.
Or some would say even worse because it's like,
yeah,
you know what I mean?
yeah. Because then they put that caste system, and it's like, if you're from that era, you don't even fit in the system that these foreigners made.
Yeah, because this is a system that was used, I think, in Spain.
Yeah,
already.
yeah.
And so they try to apply the same, like what they already know in this new area, which was nuts. And so it's like, so what did they want? Like, what did they want in the beginning? Was probably these resources. What they wanted after the fact is like, okay, like this is our land now. Like,
yeah. What after? They just took it.
This place is nice.
Oh wow! Oh, chocolate. They got chocolate.
Oh yeah.
Because chocolate came from Mexico.
Yeah. Did it?
Chocolate comes from Mexico. I think so.
I think it was South America. Like I was thinking like the Amazons and shit. I don't know where the cacao plant was.
I think it was that area. I don't know, but that area I know has chocolate. I'm pretty sure. Because I you know, I could be wrong.
Yeah, what did colonizers want on your end?
They wanted so the British they came to they were sending like prisoners and people escaping persecution and everything. So this is a land of like prisoners, and they just kept them here, and that's what they were doing. And then they were also competing with Spain and France. For land and everything, I guess, just to colonize. And so when they got here, they just was living, kept the prisoners here, and then I guess they started just taking the lands, exploring and taking the lands and stuff, finding that they had gold and the natives had things and did things, and they just learned and took and did
just
whatever.
rinse and repeat the same
Yeah,
shit.
yeah. It's just crazy. And then after a while, they brought slaves to do what the natives were doing. That's crazy.
Yeah.
It's
I
wild.
wonder if like, I mean, how else were Africans gonna get to Mexico? Yeah, I was gonna say I wonder if they brought some from Africa, but it's like when you got these labels, because I think Mexico, the colonization in Mexico, I think started after America,
No,
right?
no, Mexico was first.
Mexico's was in 1519 is when Hernan Cortés. When was America when they landed?
Jamestown was let me look up Jamestown. 1607, May 14th, 1607.
Damn.
Yeah.
So they would well, at that time they called it New Spain.
Yeah.
New Spain was already working like crazy. 1607 is when.
May 14th. Yep. So Mexico's older than United States, I guess. But yeah,
Wait a
they
minute.
were coming. They weren't really looking for.
Then I think I might have gotten something wrong because in 1609, no, 5070, Gaspar Yanga escapes a sugar plantation. Oh, so there was already slavery happening in New Spain.
Yeah.
Ah, in the sugar plantation areas.
Mm-hmm. New Spain and Puerto Rico and Cuba. I think at that time it was all the slavery in all those places.
Yeah.
It was everywhere. Like it's Spain, France, and England all at the same time. Just like kind of went out and.
In the Americas.
And that was like right after the Moors were in Europe. Let me double check that history.
Fucking hell.
When were Moors? Expelled from Spain. For 1492 and finally in exile between 1609. The fall of Granada was in 1492. And then let's see, look up. When did the transatlantic slave trade start? In the 16th century. So in they began trafficking Africans in about 1480 in the 1480s.
Yeah.
So around the time they were overthrowing the Moors, then they started just getting all the black people. I guess the Moors pissed them off.
God damn.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Yeah. It's crazy when you think about it. Like, it all like correlates, you know. Yeah. So, what was your questions?
Oh yeah. So the next question would be, how is mixing treated?
How mixing in my culture?
In during like this colonization efforts, like yeah, I guess throughout time.
Okay, so in the beginning, like first during slavery, if you had any black blood, you were black. You heard about the one drop rule?
Mm-mm.
So if you had any drop of black blood in your body, you're black. So you're a slave. So it's that simple. It was white and black. That's why there's like a lot of these like a lot of people in America see like white and black because it was like that. For like it was like deep. Like if you were mixed, you were black. You know, if a white master had sex with a slave and had a mixed baby, and that mixed baby had sex with a white woman, or I mean a white person, and had a mixed baby, that baby's still black. Even if he has another relationship with a white person, the baby's still black. That's how the one drop rule. For a while, I guess. I don't know when. I don't know that rule though. I don't know when it stopped though.
But the concept of that shit is like fucking crazy. Because like, I mean, like give like the casta system that we had during the time of like New Spain. Like, there was like a mix of what, 3 people, right? There's the Spanish, there's the Africans, and then there's the indigenous. And it's like, from what I was reading, like it would kind of be that thing where it's like, okay, depending on what mix you are, anything like that, those kind of determine the kind of like work and jobs and basically, I mean, what a caste system is, like what class you're in. And some people were really strict about it. Some were, some weren't apparently. And people still like, I don't understand why, but I would read 2 different things where it's like, oh damn, did I drop a cigar? Where'd it go? Oh, rest in pieces. Some people say like, yeah, it was a thing, but it wasn't like that prominent. But that doesn't make sense though, given that the independence in 1810, 300 years after New Spain kind of was a thing. Like, that's kind of what they were fighting for. But it was weird. It was definitely weird, especially seeing like, I remember we talked about it before, like what still didn't really make too much sense to me was just like the mixing of, like how is it that like the Spanish started, right, like mixing with the indigenous population and
I have
African
that
population,
question too.
given like how important it was to have like these older, how important it was to be from Spanish descent. Like everybody wanted to get like with the Spanish person, and it's like, oh, the Spanish person would have children with indigenous or African people or any mix of that, right? Especially in the beginning. So like, you know, you sit there, you're just like,
Do you think they were raping the woman?
oh yeah, 100%,
Yeah.
100%. And like those and the thing is, it's like throughout time, like throughout all those mixings, right? We get to 1810, they've mixed enough where it's like, okay, like we're not Spanish anymore. Like why are we paying attention to Spain? They're all the way over there. Same thing that happened in America. They all the way over there.
Yeah.
Probably taxation without representation kind of thing.
Yeah.
You know, like it's just a truly American concept from North and South America.
Yeah.
Where it's like we have this society on the other side of the world across this huge ocean that took how many years to cross in boats back then? I don't fucking know.
Was it months or years?
I feel like it was years. I don't know. I'm stupid.
I don't know.
But it's like there was just so much mixing involved where it got to the point where it's like, okay, now we defined ourselves as something else. I think that's something that Mexico has a little bit different from maybe America, because an American still, like, in America, being an American was being European, especially during like the fight for independence. You know, and I think in Mexico there's just a mix of indigenous, African, Spanish, and all this other stuff. Like we all just became as brown as we are right now. We're like, dude, we're not Spanish anymore. So yeah, mixing was weird. Like mixing as a concept was like completely different. I see it differently in Mexico than it was in America.
Yeah, in America we still have like tensions around mixing with certain races, like black people. Like in my case, like I have family who like you can mix with like I could mix with like an Asian person or like a Hispanic person, it'd be fine. But like I don't know, me personally, like mixing with like a white person is like it's seen differently in the black community than mixing with like a Mexican person, because it's like Mexican people at least understand a little bit more. You know, white people, I'm not saying they don't understand. I'm just saying they come from a different world.
Yeah.
You know, and there's nothing wrong with it. It's just sometimes we don't see eye to eye on certain things. But yeah, we got a lot of words for people when it comes to mixing, like mulattoes, like what you said, mulattoes. We call them mulattoes, Creole.
That was in Haiti,
people,
no?
No, that's people down. Oh, Haiti and people down south. We have some Creole people down south. What else? Oh, there's people who be like passing, like who be mixed, and they'll like look white. And like that causes some problems sometimes, because like they'll kind of want to be white even though they're not. You know what I'm saying? Like you got to know that like even though you might look white, you're not. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, like your mom or your dad is black. So you know, like there's a movie about it called The Imitation of Life. It's a good movie. It's an old movie. It talks about this young mixed girl. Her mama's black, and she doesn't want to be black. She like hates her mom, but she loves her mom. But she hates her mom, says all these mean things, and I'm not gonna spoil the movie, but it's a good watch. You see how that sort of mindset can impact you in the most extreme kind of circumstances.
And it's still like commonplace knowledge, like to this day, like versus in Mexico. I think the similarity there, it's like I said it. I think it was like our first attempt on the podcast. I don't think I said it on the second one, but for us, it's like, all right, now it's like it's not that it's like different races. I think it's more like literally we're all Mexican, but you guys are different shades.
Yeah.
Right. So like what I said one time was the Jalisco thing. Like, oh, like we can kind of tell where in Mexico you're from based on your skin color. Right. And then there's people who have preferences for lighter skin and darker skins and stuff like that. And I think it's like the common beauty standard in Mexico. I think a lot of places in the world, it's like, oh, the fairer skin you have, the more pretty you are.
Yeah. That's what they say.
But it's not to the extent where it's like, oh, I hate my mom because she's like indigenous. I think there
Yeah.
was like some pop culture thing in Mexico. We have La India Maria, and she was like this huge comedy girl, like comedy like movie star. But her comedy was basically like, oh, like I'm still like a very native girl, like going out to the city, and like it'd be all funny and stuff like that.
Yeah, there was a lot of that in America, but you know, it came from like all the hate that was
Yeah.
here though. Like a lot of the Europeans that were here, they literally like just hated natives and hated black people, but they would rape them and have babies with them, and then spread that hate to them, or spread it in the communities, or spread it anywhere, and that kind of like you can see it sometimes even today. Like even some people who are like mixed, not today, not so much today. We don't really have that problem. Black people anymore. But if you watch the movie, you'll see we did have that problem. But like where you like hate your family and where you come from, it's crazy, man. I don't know. You know what I'm saying?
And it's that intensity is nuts compared to
Yeah.
like
But
what I've read.
all the things that happen here, it was like all the things that happen here, like they would like the whole black people don't know anything or stupid, ignorant, and everything, and like a white slave owner would rape a black woman and then teach their kid that. You know what I'm saying? And then probably mistreat the mom right in front of the kid just to enforce it even more. You know, and not just to like, you know, they would like enforce that they're not anything. You know what I'm saying? Just to brainwash the kid like that. You know, and use slaves like that. That's why slavery is crazy.
I wonder, because I'm assuming that also happened in the beginning of New Spain, where that kind of hate was like taught to like generation. I mean, the New Spain lasted 300 years, right?
So you think it was taught like generationally like that?
Oh, I 100% was. I mean, what's 300 years? Like 3 generations, give or take.
Yeah.
Right? 3 or 4.
Yeah.
And it's like,
hey, do you believe in generational curses?
No. Yes. I think it's true. Yeah. Yeah, because I do believe in like witchcraft and cursing. Like,
well, see, I don't believe
people.
in it that way. Like, are you talking about like a person putting a spell on you? I don't believe in that. I believe in a mindset thing. Let's say I believed, simple. Let's say I believed all white people were evil or something like that, and they're all out to get me and kill me. So I have to teach my kids that.
Yeah.
And they teach their kids that. I believe that's a generational curse. Because it's like at some point through the generations, your generations could hurt themselves through the same ideas. You know what I'm saying? Like think about Chud the Builder. Chud the Builder and his wife. They have a son or a child.
Yeah.
Chud the Builder is facing legal issues. I don't know. We don't know what's going to happen. He's facing legal issues because of his mindset. You know what I'm saying? And his wife has the same mindset, or his girl. What if he teaches his son that, and his son does the exact same thing, and teaches their son that? I don't think it would happen though, because you know people are capable of change, and you know I don't know Chud, but he could possibly change while he's in this situation. You know what I'm saying? But some people have mindsets like that they teach their kids that could go on for generations that could be detrimental to them. That's what I believe is a generational curse. You know what I'm saying? Something like that. But I don't believe in like I guess there probably is some people.
Yeah, I do.
You do?
Catholic Church got exorcists for a reason.
Yeah, I feel you. I mean, it could be true. I'm not saying it's not true. I'm just saying like that's how I think about it. That's another way I could think about it.
I think that's like an example of a generational curse.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, well, I was gonna start going off about like how words have power and stuff like that. You know, there's a reason we call them curse words.
Yeah.
And so like, you know what I mean?
It's a curse word. Yeah. That's crazy. That's crazy. Man, I never thought about that one. Man.
Oh my god! You know what? And you know what? Talk about generations. I think this was like a good question to get next to. It's like how would our ancestors now, like from both of our ends, like feel of our conversation today, like
My
how we,
ancestors?
our ancestors,
Yeah.
like looking back, you know, I know I got some Spanish blood in me because I'm kind of tall. The facial hair is the goatee that all the Spanish generals used to have and stuff like that, right? But then I have the indigenous side, which I know intimately are like the Otomis, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then your side would be Africans
The Africans and the natives.
and the natives.
So it's like, I mean, I think my sides, honestly, from the native side, I think they just cool with it. Like,
They be like, yo,
cause you native, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's like, hey, yo. But and then the African side, they cool. Like, Africans are cool as fuck. Like, I love African people. Like, you know, I'm African. That's what I'm saying. I'm African. I'm native. That's
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's cool. I don't know. I don't feel no hate, no.
Yeah, no, because I
animosity.
think from the Spanish side, like, they'd be like, no, because this is like, I do wonder, like, how, like, because it's weird. Now I'm gonna get to like kind of a personal story where it's like, I made this joke one time. I was dating this girl she's Mexican, but like she's like very white. Like her family's like from the same, close to Jalisco, right? But she's like super light. But her mom, she's more indigenous. Her dad, tall, fair skin, all this other stuff. And it was like, that's so crazy because it's like you have like two sides of you, and it's more apparent in her side than it is me. It's like there's more sides of you historically where it's like boom, boom, boom. And I know for a fact there was a conversation had in that Mexican household where it's like, oh, like you want this like indigenous looking girl, like
What?
that's a thing. That's a thing.
What?
That's a thing. I swear to God, like
what?
And
they be looking. I'm sorry.
no. And it's like okay, like how much mixing did I have to go to, right, to be like this brown, have this, like I have curly hair, like what the fuck?
Yeah, that's wild.
Right, curly in the front, straighter in the back. But it's like how much mixing was happening in my end where I got to this point where I got this brown, right? There's more indigenous in me than I think there's fair skin, because I look at my siblings, you know, they can get as dark as me if they want, but like if they're out the sun for a while, like pretty pale.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so it's like how much Spanish is in my blood. Well, it kind of makes sense because like, I don't hate black people, right? But no, I'm just kidding.
He said the Spanish. That Spanish man. Nah, but I feel you. It's just like, I don't know. Yeah. How do you feel? Because you know, as indigenous people, you know, we are connected.
Yeah.
You know, how do you feel? Do you feel like you're more native, or do you feel like you're more Spanish?
No, I would say I'm definitely a lot more native, just based off of my skin color.
Would you ever do a DNA test to find out?
I don't trust them shits.
I don't trust
Me
them
too.
shits.
No, like I trust that they probably do tell the truth, but like I don't trust.
I do believe it's limited. Keep going, you feel me? You got places to be. No, but I truly do feel like it is limited in what it truly can see, because this is a 21st century technology.
Yeah.
And it can't truly see back to like 1800s or 1700s.
Maybe they don't have like the data. Like
They don't have the data. They can get the bones and stuff, but there's no guarantee.
I feel like the top 3 probably are like true, and like the rest are like, you know, like
yeah,
best guesses.
Yeah, best guesses. I don't know. But yeah, I don't know.
Like,
I guess it goes on what you know and what you learn.
I just don't trust those companies with my DNA. Like they already have my blood type. They probably already have my medical. Like government already has all this shit for me.
Definitely.
And it's like they probably have my face and fingerprints and everything. They already got a lot more data. Like let me just give them my DNA too. Like damn, let me hold on to that. Like I've been wanting to take those ancestry tests, but I just don't trust the companies that get them.
I don't know. I don't think I'm gonna. Maybe I have to learn more about it. Maybe that's what I have to do.
But yeah, no, it like I feel like my ancestors, like they'd be cool. They'd be like, yo, long lost cuz, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so, and especially because I think because I got to see my native history like front and like right in my face, right?
Yeah.
Like going back to Mexico, and like you're still trying to figure that out yourself.
Yeah, I got to go down there. But you know, it's so hard because all of the things that happened in American history. So everything is all muddled. Like even the natives that were down there, you know about the Trail of Tears that happened.
Yeah.
They pushed natives out. So it's like, oh, it's that. And then there was the Great Migration where the black people from the South came to the North. You know, and it's like through all that movement, how much of the true history is theirs? You know, I do want to go back and I do want to see if I find my people. But
Yeah.
those are the questions I have about.
Because what did you know the tribe?
No, I don't know. I just
Yeah,
gotta go.
so
I
it's
just gotta go
like-
in the area. Yeah,
So it's like,
it's
Yeah.
difficult. Yeah, that's all the things that happened in American history, and you know, during slavery, they would like intentionally like mix us up, so we couldn't have a background. You know what I'm saying? Like how if I had a woman and we had a baby, and they could just sell the baby, and I couldn't teach the baby anything about what I know, so the baby would know nothing. You know, so the baby would know where it comes from, and it would just be labeled black. Even if I'm native, it would just be labeled black. You know what I'm saying?
how'd you find out you were native?
Oh, my mom knows, cause my grandpa, he knows. Well, my grandpa knows where he comes from, but you know, it's just
that piece.
he didn't say everything, and he passed away. So
Yeah. Damn.
it's just a long history, because you know people picked on people like they were different. He was native, and his name Early Bird is just like, you know, people messed with him, so he didn't say much.
Yeah, like he could be proud of like.
Yeah,
like you just forget.
and then it's just crazy. It's just crazy. But we're gonna go down there, and we're gonna find out.
Yeah, because that's, I don't know, like I feel like I got some kind of satisfaction, but like after learning about how much mixing and stuff there was in Mexican history, like it's like, okay, like, you know, being indigenous and stuff there, like how long were the for me, like the Otomi tribes, like how long were they there where they're at right now? Because they were a small tribe. They were nothing really
They
too
were
big.
were they? Do you know if they like got moved, pushed out of places?
I have no idea.
Yeah.
I have no idea. Cause where San Miguel is, like, honestly, the weather there's great. It's like, you know, when the first like
Is that where you went?
yeah, San Miguel Allende. So like the first like people that got there, I think it had to do something like with the Catholics, like some Dominican friars or something. That's where they kind of set up shop. But they stood there because the weather is great. Like the area is great. They have this spot called Old San Miguel where they initially settled, which is now like it's super like, and I've been there. It's still like super run down. It's not as impressive as the San Miguel that a lot of tourists see, right? Because we had the Charco del Ingenio, which is just like a big river with the waterfall. It was really cool, and things like that. So I'm like, okay, how much like, how pure blood were the Otomi there? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Given like those 300 years of mixing from New Spain, and then from then on forward, now we're defined as Mexicans.
How many Otomi people did you meet?
I mean, from the descendants, I only knew a few families. Like there's my family, right, and like my great grandparents, right. Like my great grandpa spoke Otomi. I only met him once. That was in 2015. And I think any descendants from there, like my grandma, still immediate Otomi because, like, my great grandpa, my great grandma, like, you know, they had kids, and like and my grandparents, you could tell they have native features, and then you go down to like my mom, she has some of the native features, but nothing like crazy. I mean, you met her, like she's a lot more fair skinned, right? But then you look at her siblings, like, oh, like they got the native stuff, right? My grandpa, I don't think he was a native in San Miguel. I think he was something else. I don't know. He passed away, and I don't really know anything about him. But I think that's like where like more Spanish blood came from my mom's side. My dad's side,
Okay.
my dad's side, I knew that my great grandparents aren't native to like that place in Zacatecas. They came from like Nayarit and somewhere else and things like that. So it's like, you know, and that's just my example as a generation, like how much mixing that is already there.
Yeah.
Right? So it's like, okay, the Otomis were there, but like how pure is the blood, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. Maybe you'll go back and find out. You go back, trace some history. They got like historical places.
They do. I was not paying attention when I was
Yeah,
there.
you
I didn't give a
went.
fuck when I was there.
Yeah, you should have went. That'd have been cool.
Yeah, because there's also the Chuchimecas.
Yeah.
I think is what they're called. And like you know, I think something that Mexico has a lot of that the U.S. doesn't is basically the preservation of like the native cultures and tribes.
Yeah.
You know, there's a lot more natives in Mexico than there is in America,
Yeah.
and like you see them everywhere.
Yeah.
Like it's like what I told you. There's still like natives today that have like their dialect. I have a friend from Oaxaca, and like his mother doesn't speak Spanish. She only speaks their dialect.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And he speaks that like. Remember one time he was calling his mom. I was like, "What were you saying?" I was like, "Oh, that's I forgot the name of the dialect."
No,
Like,
no, what? No, is that the?
I have no idea.
Nahuatl? Nahuatl.
I think a lot of Mexicans. My parents call it like dialecto, but I think that just means dialect.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, I think that's something that's crazy because it's like, what was different in Mexico that happened that in America? I mean, I guess slavery, right?
Yeah.
But in the indigenous population, like
slavery in America with the indigenous?
No. Like, how is it that like the colonizers that landed in the U.S. like destroyed the native population to like that small area?
So the natives, they lived, a lot did die from the diseases. So
Yeah.
the diseases that the Europeans came and spread because they just weren't used to it. But it's all of the laws that they passed. They passed these laws to section off the Native Americans, and then they started taking more land and seizing land and fighting and taking. And there's a lot of wars and everything. The Boston Tea Party, that was the natives jumping that and started a lot of wars. And I got to get more into the history next part. Next part I'm gonna get all into that.
Because like, so why did the Spanish do that? I mean, I guess they did.
They did.
But it just didn't work.
No.
Because like the natives are still very rampant today.
Yeah.
Puebla, Oaxaca, in Guanajuato, there's plenty.
Yeah.
Up in Zacatecas, next to Jalisco, there's still like native population that talk there.
Well, how was slavery there? I think that's a big factor.
I have no idea.
Yeah,
I mean, we had a black president for America.
Yeah, that's
like
what
the fuck? 8 years after Mexico was made.
That's crazy. That's actually crazy.
Like,
but I think that has a big part in how we see the different races in America. Like today, we know in America there was a really, really strict racial system where that, if you were just a different race, they could kill you, like legally. You know what I'm saying? Was that anything like that in Mexico?
I don't think so.
You see what I'm saying?
Like legally, no. It definitely did happen. I mean, people didn't give a fuck.
Yeah.
But like,
I'm talking here, they would do massacres.
Yeah.
And and they would like let it go. And you see how that big history difference changes how like the mixing happens. Like how there's still like white and black people here and we're not like one mixed people like how it was in Mexico.
Do you think it's because Mexico had slavery way before America?
No, I think it's just the rules. I think it's just what they did.
Right, but like let's peel a layer back or go even higher where it's like, what the fuck am I talking about? I gotta stop sounding smart. I'm a dumbass. Okay. So yeah, like there was less strict rules, but like why? Like what is it that caused these the New Spain to not be that good with their strict rules? No. 1810. That's when Mexico became its own thing. We already said that slavery was already happening in Mexico before it happened in the U.S. Right? Because the U.S. started at 16 something. Right? Do you think the reason Mexico was able to have like a black president was because slavery started early on? So the Africans that came to Mexico have already like kind of integrated in the area throughout the generations.
I don't know. I think it all depends on
I think it's a cool theory.
I think it could. I think it all depends on how they viewed those people and how they treated those people. Like here, they didn't view black people as people. So it was really hard to even get a black person into a bank. Like, what the fuck are you doing in here? But I don't think it was the same. Do you think in Mexico the Spanish viewed the black slaves as people?
I don't know. I don't think, like, I think they still did.
They viewed them as people?
Probably. Like, definitely not like...
It seems like a crazy theory, right?
Yeah.
But that's an actual question.
Like, I don't know.
Because they did not view the black people as people. They were not people. Legally, they were not people in America. At one point, that's how it was. They were slaves, and they were not people.
Because slavery was abolished in 1865.
But in Spain, in Mexico, I don't know if they had that same view on the slaves.
Yeah, I think they just thought of them like lesser than.
Yeah, and
Like,
I think
like,
that,
oh, like you're gonna do the dirty work.
Yeah,
You're gonna have the small houses.
but not as not people. They're not
But
gonna
not
sit
like-
there and torture you and rape you and enslave your generations.
Yeah.
They didn't do that, did they?
I don't think so.
They didn't have generational
No,
slavery.
because
No.
I think that would have been like just how slavery is common knowledge here in America.
Yeah,
I think if it was that bad, it would have been common knowledge
yeah.
in Mexico.
yeah. And if it was like generational slavery like that, you would have known.
Yeah, 100%.
And
Without a doubt.
yeah, and something like that really changes how they view certain people.
Yeah.
Like we can even see it today.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just think that colorism that Mexico's got, it's weird.
I don't know.
It's weird.
I don't get it.
I don't get it either.
Cause all y'all like look the same though.
Nah.
No, oh no. I get what you're saying, but like, look, black people, we have like a
Like
colorism
Wait,
thing.
you know them like hot Cheeto girls. They be like, dude,
yeah.
you think they as dark as me, bro?
Huh?
You think they as dark as me, bro?
Nah,
Dude.
nah, they not. But no, what I'm saying is like black people, right? We have all shades of black people.
Yeah.
It don't really matter. Like we make jokes about people being light skinned and dark skinned, yeah. But at the end of the day, we know it don't matter. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And in Mexican, I think it does in the dating culture, and maybe even I say even like in government. Maybe I
Not
don't
too
know.
much because the black president. Because if it mattered that much in the government, it matters in the government here, and you see we only have one black president.
Yeah.
Yeah, and in Mexico, like it was like what in 1829?
8 years after.
Eight years after what the second president? What second president?
Maybe second or third.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Top five, a black president? Like no, you have a different. Y'all had a different viewpoint on
no,
black
100%. Yeah, and I think I was just talking about like the difference, like Mexico now, like and maybe in pop culture and dating and things like that, like it matters. But when it comes to like actual policy making, people who are in positions of power, I don't think it really does matter. And I think, I mean, the indigenous population was huge in Mexico versus here in America, damn near wiped out. So I think that's why like that kind of hate to that extreme, that kind of torture that African slaves were put through generations, like it just didn't happen in Mexico.
No.
Not to that extent.
Yeah.
It was definitely hated, but damn.
Yeah.
God damn.
It was crazy here. They did a lot of things, and not just to say it wasn't just African slaves too. There were also the indigenous that were enslaved. There were actually more. There were not more, but there were about I think the same amount of indigenous populations that was enslaved as black African slaves. It was called like the others. So I'm sure they enslaved the men as well, but not as in the same proportions as the women. They enslaved a lot of the native women and a lot of the African men at some point. And then it was in the beginning. In the beginnings of when they were getting the slaves from Africa, they would get a lot of the African men because they were good workers. They got women too. I'm not saying they just excluded women, but they were primarily going for the men. And then they enslaved a lot of the native women, like a lot of native women, like 500,000, I think, somewhere around that number. Yeah.
I think it was just because it was bad.
Yeah, they was raping them a lot and raped the kids and everything. Whatchamacallit, and then, but I don't know. My question is, like, what the hell? I think I've asked you this before. Like you got the African men with the generational slavery, right?
Oh yeah.
That doesn't make sense. They had, in the beginning of the slavery here, they were primarily going for the men with generational slavery. That doesn't make sense. And then they were enslaving the native women. Yeah, it just, I don't know. That's just my view on it. Like, what? They just call us black, but I think we're a mixture of the black
Literally
people and the
African American.
no. Oh yeah. I mean, yeah. I wouldn't. I
Yeah,
don't like,
wait. Hold on, no, because like
Yeah.
we would call Native Americans, right?
Yeah, we're like yeah. I guess would be African American. Yeah, the natives and the Americans. Yeah, but
Do
I
you
think
think that,
towards the
you think that's what they were thinking
yeah
when they coined the term?
yeah they were breeding us. They were trying to make us the best slaves. Their thought was we were the slaves. At that time, we were supposed to be the best slaves. So they were like making us. That's why you like think about it. A lot of black people are strong and athletic and do all this stuff. Like, of course, that's what they were going for. They were going for that. But they just thought
Damn.
we'd still be slaves right now.
Damn.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's funny. No, I ain't even
Yeah.
lie, but like that's funny.
Yeah,
That's
for
where
real.
stereotype comes from. I
Yeah.
was like, don't get mad at us.
Don't get mad at it. They made us this way. They just thought we'd still be the slaves right now.
Yeah.
That's why they still want some, not all. Some still want slavery.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah, that shit opened my eyes.
It's crazy, man.
Oh my god. All right, let's get. All right, let's go to this question, and you're gonna have to help me with what this is, but it was the one you wrote talking about. Do you think the rape of Nanking
Yeah.
and the atomic bombs are equal events in history? Now, I still don't 100% sure know what that.
Okay.
rape
I
of
mean,
Nanking.
okay. Yeah. Let me explain that. So, I'm talking in terms of magnitude. So the rape of Nanking. So the rape of Nanking was an event where the Japanese went and they raped a lot of women. I think about 300, raped and killed a lot of men, women, and populations of people. I think around 300,000 to 400,000 that are estimated. I want to get these dates right.
All right, let's do it.
So, it was in 1937. It went on for about 6 weeks. They killed about
Who did what?
the Japanese,
Raped and killed who?
Chinese.
Okay.
It was in the Chinese capital of Nanking. It was a mass murdering, looting of tens of thousands of people. What is the estimated? It was estimated about 100,000, 200,000 people died. Right, 1937. And then we have later the atomic bombs. Remember, that's in 1937. So, when was the atomic bomb dropped on Hiroshima? Oops. It was dropped in 1945. And we know these aren't connected events. China and America, they didn't coordinate this.
Yeah.
No, I'm not saying they're connected. I'm saying, do you believe they're equal? So that was the first bomb in Hiroshima. You know Hiroshima and Nagasaki?
Yeah.
They killed, let me look up how many died in Hiroshima and Nagasaki. It's estimated about 150,000 to 250,000 people. Yeah. Do you believe those are equal events in magnitude in history? Not whether right or wrong. I'm not asking whether it's right or wrong.
I mean, the numbers say like, yeah, equal in magnitude. Yeah, like the number of people that were killed is about the same. Now, whether or not one or the other was better or worse.
Not better or worse.
What?
Like, oh yeah, I guess better or worse. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. They're both like, cause like the first thing I think of is like when it comes. Nah, but these are people killed.
That's what I'm saying.
But they were killed in a brutal way. like.
But think about it. In the bombing of Hiroshima and Nagasaki, they were kind of vaporized instantly. That's terrible.
It's terrible,
then-
but like in the sense of a person dying, like that's.
Yeah. No, yeah, they died, yeah, quick. And then there's a lot of people who were contaminated with radioactive diseases and whatnot. But then that's a long-term death and whatnot. But then in the rape of Nanking, there was about 200,000 deaths, but they were raping and killing and pillaging and torturing and doing all that stuff to people. So do you believe those are equal events?
Nah, I think the Rip Banana King is way worse.
It's worse? Oh, wow.
Way worse.
Oh.
Way worse, because it's like it like I think when the atomic bombs went off, like, you know, it was like No, but they're both like government, like pushed by the government. I think because that's in 1937, the rape of Nanking, and then right Japan. What was that for World War One when we dropped the atomic bomb?
That was World War Two. 1945.
You sure it
By
wasn't
the
World
end
War
of,
One?
but it was World War Two.
That was when we had like the Japanese camps here in America
World
and stuff
War
like.
II.
Fucking stupid.
I just asked this question because I believe in like balance and karma in the universe and in the world. This will probably be brought up in our later conversations, like areas in the world that are going through all this death and destruction. And if you look at their history, like there's things in their history that you'd like to question, and like I just wonder if like you believe the things that happen now or happened to them after the things that they did in their history are equal events. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, the number of deaths are equal. So it's like in terms of like death, like yeah, like I think they're the same. I think the rape of Nanking just dealt with more, like trying to convince a whole group, whole society to rape and kill a whole different society. It's like, I think it's just worse. Like it takes a certain kind of evil. Like I think to drop a bomb, like a nuke on a group of people, it takes like how many like right president and Congress to approve that. How many people are in that group, right? It's not like America, like me, you, like us neighborhoods, like all we're like, yeah, let's bomb them. So I think that's why the rape of Nanking I think is worse, because a lot more people were convinced that it was okay to rape and kill a whole nother society. So yeah.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah, but like an atomic bomb is bad.
Yeah, I know.
Like,
that's what I'm saying.
Like yeah, some people got instant deaths, but like the runoff after that, like people not just getting sick from radioactivity stuff, but like seeing some like what are people who only half vaporized and still alive, like you hear all like that's horrible. But I don't think that you can at that time you convince all, or maybe I mean they did, convince all of like a society of people to say, yeah, let's go bomb them and subject them to this. I think the government decided that.
Yeah, I see. That's wild. Yeah. Oh, you got any
Yeah,
more
that's
questions?
what. Oh yeah. Sorry.
It's cool.
Well, some of these don't work anymore, but there's another. This one's basically the last one. What was the first thing you thought everybody did until you saw another race that didn't do it?
That's a good one.
The first
you
thing,
go first.
Yeah, I'm like the first thing I think of is like the first thing I think of is like the family parties, like when it comes to our parties, right? Like I think most of Americans do this, but I think what I've seen is how much people spend on parties. So like for example, our quinceañeras, right? Like that's just expensive. You should like Mexican families are spending like 10, 15 grand, right? But the thing is like we have a lot of people that also contribute to that. And even weddings, we have something called padrinos. I know people did this all the time where it's like if I wanted to have a party, if I'm getting married, I'm like, all right, bet. I'm going to look for some padrinos, which basically just means sponsors. But the sponsors would be our family members. So all the family would chip in. They would be in charge of something. Food, music, help out with the venue. When it comes to quinceañera, crown, the jewelry, the dress. Like we would get sponsors, padrinos, to help pay for this thing. I don't know anybody else who has sponsors like that, like when they throw family functions, especially that big. I thought everybody did it until I started to realize as I got older that like America doesn't celebrate as much as like Mexico does. And so like that's that I didn't realize that until like way later, maybe like the quinceañera was always a thing, right? But like when it comes to like big parties, like it's mostly like potluck stuff.
Yeah.
You know, there's not huge financial commitments that are set to people when it comes to throwing parties here. You know, usually the family who's throwing the party, like they're financially responsible for everything, versus Mexicans, like the whole, like not just my immediate family, not just my brother, my sister, and my parents. Like it's my cousins, my tias, my tios, and all this other stuff.
Yeah.
They all chip in,
Yeah.
and so. But I don't know. It just made sense to me. I thought like a lot of families would do that here in America.
Yeah. You know, actually, something I could think of. I mean, I guess this kind of sounds morbid, bad. I mean, I guess it's kind of good. Black people talk about dead people a lot. I've noticed a lot of people in other cultures do not talk about the dead so much. Like we'll talk about people who died, like in a good way. I'm not talking about bad, but like we do that a lot. And I notice a lot of people do not, and they get uncomfortable sometimes bringing up people who died.
Yeah. You know that phrase, what a buzzkill. Like,
Yeah. But black people will talk about dead people.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be negative all the time.
Yeah.
That is something that is something that's different for me. I remember I met my first Chinese friend up in school, and she was telling me like, yeah, in China they don't talk about dead people. It's like, wow.
It's like an uncomfortable topic.
No, I think it's like, yeah, I think so, but I think there's other things she was saying behind it. I can't remember, but yeah, they don't talk about it in China. That's wild. Because here it's like very not like, you know, the memory pendants. That's a normal thing in black culture.
Yeah.
But like people don't do that.
I
think that's wild. Like to remember the people who passed away. You know, black people do that a lot, but other cultures I've seen don't do that so much.
You know, and it kind of plays off with that too, because it's like remember when we were in college, right? Anytime you come home, did you ever have that thing where like you come home and next you know you hear this traumatic story of somebody like
all the time.
Like what the like, yo, this person got killed by that other person, or this person got
the fucking Russian roulette thing.
That shit was crazy.
That shit was nuts, man. Like, what the fuck?
That was fucking, I ain't gonna speak on it, but
yeah.
But like, yeah.
Like, what? Every time we come home, it's like, what the hell? Or the train thing. Oh, the train thing. A kid got hit by a train at my old school. Wrestler. Just wild.
What? Yeah, in my case, it's always stories about Mexico. It's like, oh, like this person got kidnapped or this person went missing and they haven't seen him in a while. And then sometime later, oh yeah, he actually got killed because of this, that, and the third. Or there were some people who were visiting, like some Americans. Because I remember one time I was having a conversation, I want to go to Mexico really bad. Person like, nah, you don't want to go there because literally last year they killed like somebody who's basically like you over there. I'm like, what for what? Or it's always like, oh yeah, like they found this guy chopped up and like, like, bro, like that's that generational trauma that people be talking about. It's like,
it's real. It's real, man.
Like,
yeah, bro. Yeah, that's crazy, man. Yeah, that's something we share in common. I've noticed that with Mexican people. We do share that every time. Like, it'll be out of nowhere, like either a black person or a Mexican person will come out and say the craziest story. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, and like this person's dead, and it's like, what? I think the most traumatic death I had immediately was just like, you know, when my friends got killed, he was drinking and driving. So like, you know what I mean? Now I can go into gory details, but I don't think that's respectful. But it's like, that's like me now versus like my parents' generation. Like, it's motherfuckers killing each other. Like on my wife's side of the family, like they told me some crazy stories from their hometown of people, and it's like, what the fuck? Like, what the fuck? Like, I don't know. And I think the worst part about it, especially when it comes to like, at least in Mexico, when people are killing each other, it's like like I just see immediately the ego that comes from taking another man's life. Like, you know, like blatant disrespect or something like that. Or like, I would kind of understand, kinda, if it's like for business. Because then you're giving the cartel and stuff like that, like, you need
Oh, you're
this,
talking about the
that.
cartel people?
Yeah.
Oh,
Because like
yeah.
that's a lot. That's a lot
what,
more of the
yeah, like
traumatic
that's
shit
what
that
they do.
happens.
Yeah, that's what they do though.
Like I kind of understand. Like
Yeah.
it's the way business works.
Yeah, business.
Yeah, especially trying to take over territory and shit like that.
Yeah.
But then, wait. Okay, I kind of understand when it comes to business, but most of like the killing and the traumatic stuff that I hear, it's just petty. Not petty. Well, yeah, it's just
Really?
petty hate.
Really?
It's just petty hate, honestly, bro. It's like, oh, somebody slept with someone's wife. Like, he goes off and kills them, but not just kills them. Like, he doesn't just kill them, bro. Like, they go through and, like, torture this motherfucker. They
Really?
kidnap this motherfucker. They get a gang of motherfuckers to kidnap this motherfucker. Like, they beat his ass, leave him on the side of the road, they drag him through the fucking town and shit like that. Yeah.
Really?
Yes, dude.
What
It's
the
fucking
fuck?
crazy. And, like, sometimes even when it is for business, they kill them in traumatic ways. Like, I literally hear a story from somebody who had an old teacher, and their teacher literally like was killed, right? They like, teacher was killed, sad, all. But it wasn't until they were much older where they realized, like, they heard the story of like how this person was killed. Their old teacher was literally fucking beat the fuck up, tied to the ankles, and dragged around the fucking town. Or like after they kill him, or there's like a lot of examples of this. Like after they kill somebody, they just drag it around and make him an example. Like,
That's
and it sucks.
crazy.
It's just like, bro, like we're talking about like all this history and stuff like that, but it's like at this point, like the Mexicans, they're like all Mexican, bro.
They're all Mexican.
Like, we're all Mexican, bro.
They're all Mexican.
And it's like at this point,
Mexican
it's just
on
fighting.
Mexican crime.
It's like, yeah, bro. It's like fighting in between ourselves, because if it's not Mexican, then it's like, oh, okay, like oh, it's our family name. But then it'd be like the families who are beefing with each other like fucking crazy, killing each other over ego. I literally heard another story while I was over there. I know an attorney over there, okay? This attorney was representing this person, and there's disputes over the business. Now, this person was definitely part of organized crime. And this person, they wanted to fight their sibling over some stuff. They're like, nah. Person told the attorneys, like, hey, we gonna fight this, like, with everything. I want everything. Be prepared for a fight. Cool. As time goes on, and this attorney has this client, eventually the client says to the attorneys, like, hey, like, eventually situation happened with two siblings, literally, like, they didn't just fight each other. They started shooting each other up. It was warfare.
What?
And the client's siblings, basically the client's niece, got killed. So even in between fucking families, bro, like crazy shit like this still happens to this day. Like, I could say probably that story was probably within this decade, bro. And so it's like, it's fucking crazy, bro. Mexico's a fucking mess.
Wow.
But it's yeah. Anyways,
I mean, black people have that sometimes. I mean, I'm sure it happens, but like, whoa, not like.
well, yeah,
not
like you hear stories of like, people like their egos clashing like crazy over like, just like respect was like a big thing, right?
Yeah.
And like people will like kill over respect, over being disrespected. I don't think it's like that anymore, though.
Not really. Some people crazy.
Right? Yeah, but
some little people.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I don't think it's like gang culture is like a huge thing. Like, and now like in pop culture, like people are saying like fuck the streets, right? Like a bunch of huge rappers and shit like that.
Gang culture is still present, but it's kind of going away. People are just starting to move away from certain things.
Yeah, versus cartel, like they're alive and well. They've integrated
wild.
to the government, bro.
That's wild. Yeah. No, we don't have that here. They ain't gonna let that happen here. God,
no, yeah, they don't.
Yeah.
They don't. The government literally doesn't, bro.
Yeah.
Imagine if like the only gangs I can think of, like Crips and Bloods, right? Or in Chicago, who are your big ones?
GD, BD. I don't really know. GD, BD. That's the ones that here. GDK. I don't know.
Oh, okay.
I'm not from Chicago.
But imagine like they're like that happened over generation. They're integrating like now in politics.
Yeah, no, it's not that. It's not that. No, I can tell you for a fact it's not that though.
We
I
all
can
know,
tell you
like,
that. Yeah, I don't
they're
know
not letting-
what's going on there, but I know it's not that. Yeah,
You're not letting any of us in.
yeah,
Okay?
no, not letting none of that happen. Yeah, I see what you mean. Now.
Yeah.
Oh, I see what you mean.
Yeah,
That's
like, but
wild.
imagine like they started integrating like in politics. Like that's kind of like where it's
That's
gotten
wild
in
as
Mexico.
hell. Yeah, that's crazy. That's actually really crazy. No, yeah, when you make that comparison, yeah, nothing. I don't care. I don't know nothing about Chicago, but I can guarantee you they're not in politics.
Yeah.
I guarantee you that,
Bro. But yeah, just imagine that. Like you be scared.
Yeah,
Maybe that's why. Like that kind of like hate between Mexicans, because like imagine you got like the GDs and the BDs like now in government positions. Like you be scared of your own. Shit, I when I was in Mexico, like I was scared of my own. I'm not even gonna lie. And it's like,
man, man, that's wild. You were in Mexico,
yeah.
scared of us. Wow.
like I just kind of had to be wary. You know? I just gotta be. I
that's
mean, my parents
crazy.
told me like when I went over there, like everybody was telling me like, yo, you gotta be careful. You just gotta watch out. Look who you're around. I'm around a bunch of Mexicans. What you mean? Like I should be good, right? I should be good, but I'm not. Like
That's crazy. No, we don't have that. I mean, like, if you're in that sort of scene, you kind of know.
yeah,
And like, if you have family in that sort of scene and it's really deep with them, you kind of know. But like, it's not to the point where you just gotta watch out for just random black people.
yeah.
I mean, maybe in some places, but not
well, I think
really.
it's because America is not like black. You know.
Yeah. Well, if it was black, I don't even think we'd have those problems. Because if it was black, it wouldn't be that whole, oh, we're just going to arrest you because you're black. You know what I'm saying? So it'd be different.
Yeah.
We don't know how it'd be.
Yeah, nah.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, there's no point in entertaining that. But yeah, maybe that's why. Yeah, maybe that, like, you know, I'm addicted to it, right? It's like, oh, I gotta watch my back.
Yeah,
But-
that's wild, bro. What's the next question?
I think. I mean, given that we didn't go over, we can cut this part out. Given that we didn't go over like your history, some of these other questions don't make sense. I mean, there's one. I think we moved past it. Like, how did the colonizers demonize the oppressed?
Oh, I want to get into that next time because
Yeah.
I want to. Did you ever watch Bamboozled? Hey, did you?
Yeah, we watched it. I remember. Wait, no, we watched it once, bro. You love it. This motherfucker loved that movie so much. I watched it once with him, but we were like, yo, we gotta watch it again. I remember for like I think like a whole semester, like you just kept talking. Oh wait, all right, talk about where you watched that movie.
Bamboozled?
Yeah, like where
okay.
it first came up.
So, Bamboozled is a movie about minstrel shows made by Spike Lee. I saw it first in school. I was Bamboozled. Man, that movie wild, dude. That movie's crazy, bro. You gotta watch it. Imitation of Life and Bamboozled.
Yeah,
Change your perspective.
yeah. I remember watching that shit. I was sitting back, bamboozled.
Bamboozled.
Because it was
Bamboozled.
like, there's no way this shit existed. Oh my god, bro.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
a good movie though. It's a good movie though. You gotta admit that.
Would you like give it like? It's not at the same scale, but I think when it goes like the direction we're going for like Bamboozle, you think Borat would fit in that direction?
Bamboozled is serious.
Borat was supposed to
It's
be.
just not serious.
Yeah.
Borat is just too. He run around naked.
Yeah.
Bamboozled. Bamboozled make your stomach hurt.
Yeah, that shit like. And I remember at that time, I still had the tolerance for like a lot of fucked up shit.
Yeah.
Now I don't.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened. As you get older, I stopped having tolerance for like crazy like gore videos. I remember in middle school,
Yeah.
like that shit. Like we're like, that's crazy.
Yeah.
But like now I can't watch that shit, bro. Like I literally like, I was never the type to be like, oh, turn that off. I don't want to see that.
Yeah,
But as I got older, it's like,
you don't feel like it.
nah.
That's how I be feeling. I just don't be feeling like everything now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But yeah, Bamboozle. Oh, City of God. You ever see City of God?
City God's a good movie.
That's
yeah.
a good black movie. That's a good Brazilian black movie.
Yeah.
That's a good one. That's a really good one.
It is, dude. I think I watched that about 3 or 4 times.
I watched it all. I've seen that movie so many times. I damn near I can speak it.
He can speak Portuguese now.
Yeah, only for the movie. But no, that movie's good though. Shout out that. Ooh man.
Fucking hell. Is there anyone that
What about Mexican movies? Have you ever seen Apocalypto?
No.
I think is that.
I ain't watched a lot of them growing up.
I don't know if that's a Mexican movie though. I mean, I think it's Mexican. I feel racist saying that.
Nah, you good. Nah, I think the biggest one. I think it was something to do with walking out. Okay. Like it had something to do with Cesar Chavez, and like people were walking out for a reason.
In Mexico?
Yeah, I think it had something to do with like the farm, like this.
Oh, is there a lot of
Cesar Chavez? There is a lot.
A lot of
like
Mexican history movies?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, okay.
There's a lot. I just never watched them.
Oh, okay. Did your parents ever watch them? Oh, okay.
I was too busy working.
I
was too busy working.
Black folk we always got trauma movies.
Yeah, there are definitely. I think there are definitely a good amount. I just never watched them. My parents never put that shit on.
Wow. Yeah. Learn your history, boy.
No, because like, what the fuck did we have? Nah, my mom was like sheltering me off all that shit.
You said what?
My mom was sheltering me off that shit. You know a good Mexican movie?
Wow, she sheltered you off that?
No, a good Mexican movie. Heidi, I swear to God.
Heidi.
I swear that's why I fucking love anime, bro. Because as a kid, my mom would always play Heidi for me. Any other Mexicans, they gonna know what I'm talking about. And then if I start yodeling like they did in that movie, everybody gonna know. Heidi was that's a Mexican movie.
Yeah.
I think a lot of the Mexican movies were just movies that weren't necessarily made by Mexicans, but like they were like, Mexicans were like the biggest consumers.
I feel you.
So Heidi's definitely one of those. Dragon Ball Z too.
Dragon Ball Z.
Like when the creator of Dragon Ball Z, what's his name?
Akira Toriyama.
Yeah, when he died, apparently, like the cartel chill.
That shit was nuts.
Chill.
Still can't believe he did. Hey, hot take. Hey, you got any Dragon Ball? You got any anime hot takes? People gonna get bored in this part if you don't watch anime.
Fuck.
I got a hot take.
Yeah, let's hear it.
Naruto. In Naruto, all right. I believe Naruto, Sasuke. I believe Naruto and Sasuke should have died at the end of the war. I believe they should be dead, and I believe Naruto should have gotten Hinata pregnant, so Boruto would still be a thing. And I feel like Sasuke should have got Karin pregnant, and Sakura should have raised the kid, and that would have been the new shit. Because now they don't know how to kill Naruto and Sasuke.
They don't.
They don't know how to kill him. You should have killed him.
Should have killed him there, bro.
And then you would have had a way better anime.
Like, yeah, like you know that moment when they were like.
I hate that the war only one person died, Neji. That's fucking.
And why
stupid.
they kill him?
Yeah, like one person died in the war. That doesn't make sense.
I mean, it was a little bit inconsequential, but like they had to kill somebody.
But you got it's a war. People die in a war, and only one person died against Madara Uchiha.
Yeah, Madara didn't kill anybody.
Naruto and Sasuke should have died. I mean, they should have won, but they should have died.
Yeah.
Kakashi should have been hurt, alone again. Sorry.
Nah. I mean, yeah.
He would have had family, though. I think he would have found a wife.
Kakashi, if they would have died. After that, yeah.
He would have found a wife.
Imagine he would have got with Sakura.
No. No.
That'd be
I'm not
crazy.
Even gonna think about it. I'm not even gonna think about it. No.
Nah.
Okay. Off anime. People are bored.
Yeah, no, because I don't know. Yeah, I haven't had any hot takes.
Oh no,
recently.
yo, hot take. I forgot. My bad.
Nah, because like One Piece is good.
Dragon Ball Z
and
hot
motherfuckers
takes?
hate it. I think One Piece is better than Dragon Ball Z. Fuck.
What? You tripping?
Sorry.
You tripping?
I'm sorry. Current
tripping?
One Piece versus current Dragon Ball.
Oh no, I don't like current Dragon Ball.
That's okay. There we go. We still like current One Piece.
Hey, hot take.
Thank you.
Hot take. I believe Dragon Ball Z should have been the end. No, I think Dragon Ball GT should have been the end of Dragon Ball.
I
my
never
take.
watched GT.
Yeah, I think that should have been canon, and I think that should have been just the end of it. Yeah, no.
Oh
Super.
yeah, I remember.
I don't like
Yeah,
Super.
no, my point right there. One Piece still hasn't having. One Piece hasn't missed.
Yeah, I feel you.
So One Piece is better than Dragon Ball Z. I'm just
Current Dragon Ball Z.
No, even then, like
You tripping?
there's no current, just the whole story in itself. One Piece describes the real world. Dragon Ball Z talks about Saiyan's ego.
Yeah. I feel. I get it. I get it. It's more depth. It's more depth. I see what you're
there's
saying.
more things to it. I mean, they both have influence in the
I think
real
I just
world.
got nostalgia.
Yeah.
You
gotta take away the nostalgia, bro. Fuck that.
Yeah. All right.
Objectively.
You got any more questions?
Nah, I think I'm good now.
Cool. All right.
He gave me the N-word pass, by the way.
No, I didn't.
Shut up.
No, I didn't. No, I didn't. I ain't say you could use it. I said, yeah. Nah, we not even gonna get into it. But all right, that's a cool one. All right.
Watch it, dude. I should have checked what was recording. All right, that's the end of it.
Catch you later.
That's all I got. Fire's dead. I'm hungry.
I think that was pretty cool. You think that was pretty cool?
Oh, thank God, bro.
It's up?
Yeah, it's still
okay.